Unlike men who show intent when they desire something, women have an understated way of showing interest. While it's easy to see many friendly gestures as flirting, there are a few undeniable signs even women can't hide when flirting with you. Due to the logical nature of men, being oblivious to these signs is common, often making the difference between reciprocating or just blowing it off. And yeah, she won't teach you, she'll just move on. But today, we'll lay out some of the facts, and if you've ever been perplexed by the way women act around you, this video will clear it all up. We bet you haven't even given thought to some of these signs. Number 12. She treats you different than other men. The first sign is the most noticeable and one that you can notice pretty quickly. Since women are hit on virtually every day, they develop a more closed-off and aggressive way of dealing with men. In fact, she's likely to ignore men who try to talk to her, whether this is over the phone, via text messages, or when they're out on the town. So you can bet you'll be feeling like a king as she attempts to draw you in. Number 11. She'll dress to impress. Did you know that women care a lot about the way they look? Being so emotional in nature means that receiving compliments will make them feel great, while criticism can harm them. However, she doesn't need to dress up in her best dress and jeans when she's around her friends, but when she's invested in you, you'll notice how much effort she puts in. On top of that, she might go for more low-cut shirts and tighter pants as well. But the real kicker is that she'll try to be as close to you as possible, or make sure when she's walking, she's in your line of sight. In fact, you might feel like she just doesn't want to give you a break. Number 10. Holding eye contact for longer than needed. From a young age, every man is taught that holding eye contact is a way of showing respect for those you're talking to. In fact, it shows that you're attentively listening to what the other person has to say. One of the dead giveaways that she's sexually attracted to you is when she holds intense eye contact when you're talking to her. Adding to this is the fact that she'll try to absorb and feel the emotions of the words coming from your mouth when speaking. You might even notice the occasional smile or smirk on her lips, which shows that she's truly fascinated by what you're saying, even when she doesn't understand the topic at all. For many men, it might feel like she's staring into your soul, which is something that she's probably doing because of sexual attraction. Number 9. A bit of quick banter is a great sign. Now, you might be thinking banter is something we do in elementary school when we like someone, but not a lot has changed since your first girlfriend in the 2nd grade. Since women have a passive-aggressive nature to them, they won't insult you but might make sarcastic remarks in a kind and playful manner. Now, don't get me wrong, a woman who insults you will be much more aggressive when those impulsive words come out, but someone interested in you will spew out the occasional banter in hopes of not only creating some form of laughter, but also building sexual tension. Number 8. Nervous fidgeting. As you dissect whether she's flirting with you or just being friendly, you might notice that she can act or feel a bit nervous. This is more common in women throughout the first few encounters, but she's actually unsure whether you like her or not. During this phase, she might play with her hair or nails as a way of breaking some of the tension. In essence, this behavior is only done as a way of comforting herself. But since women deal with plenty of guys each day, nervousness is one of the telltale signs that she's interested in you. Number 7. She speaks in a different tone of voice. This one might be a bit hard to tell, but if you happen to get the opportunity to see her talking to those around her, you'll notice that she speaks in a higher register. However, when she speaks to you, she might adopt a more sultry tone to not only get, but also keep your attention. She might even accompany this sultry tone with a subtle smile as she turns on a bit of the seductive charm that she possesses. Once you can identify this sexy come hither voice, you can be sure that she's not only sexually flirting with you, but even hoping that you would reciprocate. Number 6. The instant mood change. Along with the voice tone, another almost guaranteed sign of flirting is the mood change. When a woman likes you, she'll want to keep the energy and the vibe around you positive so as not to ruin what could potentially be forming between the two of you. This means that if you find her and she's in a bad mood, you might notice that within a few minutes her mood changes to something happier. Now, you should know that this isn't fake by any means, and when she sees you, she immediately associates you with something happy and positive. This means that she's sexually attracted to you in a way that includes trust, and regardless of what happened. This is often followed by the next step. Number 5. She wants to spend more time with you. Now, whether you're spending time apart during the day for work or you each spend time talking to other friends in your social group, she wants to spend more time with you. Since she's now made that positive mental connection in her mind with you, she'll try to find every excuse to be around the person she desires. In fact, she might even blow off her other friends or anyone else in the social setting. This might not be a direct way of flirting, but she's actually seeing you as the person who's most deserving of her time. Once you get to this level, you can be almost guaranteed that a woman is sexually and emotionally invested and attracted to you. But if you've stayed around this long, the next 4 signs might surprise you. Number 4, she'll be the first one to laugh at your jokes. You see, jokes need to be truly funny for people if you want people to laugh until their stomach hurts. However, a woman who's sexually interested in you will laugh at your jokes even when others around her might not find them funny. In fact, you can show off your dark humor and she'll find it funny, as she's not specifically laughing at the joke, but simply doing this because you're the one telling it. Not only does this show that she finds you charismatic, but she's hanging on your every word, and by laughing, she's indirectly flirting with you and showing her sexual interest. Number 3, the phone becomes her best friend when she's not with you. Nowadays, women are constantly bombarded by men on social media. In fact, she's likely to ignore at least 80% of texts that she receives, and when she responds, it's short and to the point. However, a woman who's sexually attracted to you won't wait for you to initiate the conversation. She'll be the one to text you first, and her messages, well, this could be long and windy paragraphs. Instead of using normal emojis, more enticing and flirtatious emojis will be used. Finally, her response time will be almost immediate, and you won't have to wait hours or even days for her to get back to you. Number 2, teasing will reignite the sexual tension. Much like the banter and subtle insults, women who tease you about certain things are definitely trying to get some form of a response from you. In fact, she's going out on a limb, hoping that when she says something that comes off as teasing, you can reciprocate by teasing her back to build more tension between the two of you. Once she becomes comfortable, the teasing might even have a sexual twist to it, and she could say things like, "I hope you have a strong bed." Number 1, your personal space becomes her personal space. We all have a personal boundary around us, often referred to as a bubble. Not only does this keep us safe, but it's something that we don't want people to come into. You might have noticed that if someone continually oversteps this boundary, it can become frustrating. But a woman who sexually craves you will constantly try to overstep this boundary. In fact, her goal is to activate physical touch, where she can comfortably touch your arm or legs. You'll notice that she looks for any excuse to come into your personal space with things as simple as, "May I touch your hair?" Once she initiates contact, you can be pretty damn sure that she's sexually flirting with you and trying to get you interested. From treating you differently to using banter, double texting you, and even invading your personal space, you'll notice a massive difference in the way she treats you. Perhaps you might even have noticed her laughing at your jokes more. And to help you decipher this tricky dating world, we have a few more videos on the way to take your dating game to a new level.